Yo, it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day, good week so far, good week so far. And we got climbing under a fence to sneak into a flower shop story time. Now, I know that's quite a complicated title, but this is a pretty good story. Before we start though, I don't know if you guys noticed, I have my membership thing unlocked, the tiers and stuff. So I only have one tier. I'm only doing one because, I'm still small time and there's not too many great things I can offer. But let me tell you about a couple of them, right? If you don't want to listen, just skip ahead like 30 seconds. But I got 5 things, right? We got live stream access, so I don't really go live unless it's like a special occasion, but I'll start going live more, tell some stories on there that I won't be posting, just little time stories and stories I just might not be comfortable telling the full thing. So I'll throw some special stories out there and, the members can comment and stuff. Maybe, yeah, we'll see about that. But number 2, we got the early story time access. So I post my stories every day, but I have special stories that I try to save for either Friday or the weekend. So like today, And so if you remember, you can get those, I don't know, a week early, a couple days early, or just, I don't know. You got to make it special. So at least a couple extra story times there. And then special shorts. So I have told a couple like short stories, like 30-second or 60-second stories, because there's a lot of crazy things that happen, but I can't tell a 10-15 minute story on, right? Like whether it's almost fighting somebody in traffic or almost getting in a car crash or something happens at a restaurant or just with family, right? Because there's always some sort of crap going on. So I'll have some special shorts get on there if a member comments and I want to reply to it. That's also a way I could use it. I'll reply on the short. Then, I'm pretty much talking right to you, so that's pretty cool. And then finally, we have the members only polls. So I'll post polls like, hey, what story do you want tomorrow? Should I make a special story? Should I go with this website? Should I create this? Do these kind of videos? I've done polls before, but these will be special polls, and don't worry, my goal for YouTube isn't to make money, I just like making videos, so I don't really care if anybody joins. It's just an extra thing if you really like my content, just to get some extra stuff out of there. But I'll have it at like $2 or something, so it won't be anything major, and I'm not expecting anyone to get it. But if you want some extra stuff, that'll be there. There's the badges and emojis too, but those aren't too special. Everybody's got the badges and emojis, so whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to that. Let's get to the story. So, like I said, me and my friend, it was just me and him, right? And we were hanging out late at night. Now, the only reason we'd be hanging out this late and during the summer like it was we were probably getting fucked up, right? I don't remember what substance. Usually 99% of the time I know exactly what we were on, but I have no idea, right? We were either just stoned, so like normal, like basically sober. We were either just a little high or we were tripping. But because we had to do some scary things to sneak in here, I definitely think that we were just stoned, right? So we start this story by me and my friend, right? We go on a field trip for school. And we go to this place that's kind of on the edge of our town, and we'd seen it, but we'd never been inside, right? And I call it a flower shop, but it's more so it's like a big farm, right? Except nobody lives on there. It's just for plants and food, and there's these big buildings there that when we were on the field trip, they didn't let us go in, right? There was a couple little ones they let us go in, but there are these big, like, almost industrial-like buildings that they didn't let us go in, right? They said there was, I don't remember if she said private or expensive, but she said there's stuff in there, right? So we couldn't go in. Now, me and my friend, we were a little couple troublemakers, right? And this is right before either freshman year or right before high school. It might have been in that summer, right? But it could have been the summer, like, after freshman year. I don't remember, dude, exactly. But we go back to the place, right? Now, to get in, when we drove there with the buses, it was like a gravelly road, right? And they had to open up these gates for us. So we didn't have like a way to get in. We were just hoping to get lucky or maybe hop a fence if there wasn't barbed wire. But we get there and sure enough, there's a shit ton of barbed wire, right? But I'm a super skinny guy, right? Skinny and short. So is my friend, right? Especially when we were younger, even smaller. We noticed that, hey, it's about like, not that much. Let me see. It was like, yeah, like this much, right? It was not much. It was like the bare minimum of how low I could lay down, right? You could lift the fence up. There was a big gate, like I said, big gate slash fence in the way, right? Barbed wire on top. So we can't go over it and we can't go through it. What's the other option? Go under it, right? So my friend, and it's all gravel down there, which is not too nice to crawl on while you're trying to press forward, right? But my friend, he lifts up the fence and I army crawl through and then I held it for him. And I will say, the gravel was not cozy at all. I got the rocks ripping against my elbows and stuff. I remember that hurt, but not too bad. You know, it was just one of those things where it's like, whatever, keep pushing on. So we sneak in, right, to the farm slash flower shop place, and we start walking around, right? And just like the field trip, we went in the little buildings first, right? Because I think we were just nervous to be there. We knew if we got caught, like, you could get arrested for trespassing, right? Or a ticket or something, right? But I think you'd get arrested. So we were a little bit nervous. We didn't want to go straight for the big industrial buildings that we hadn't been in, right? So we walked through the small buildings, and sure enough, there's just a shit ton of plants and like tomatoes and lettuce and like, you know, not pears, but the little purple fruits or vegetables. I don't know what they are. Prunes. There's like prunes and stuff. There's just a bunch of fruit and bushes and, you know, just a huge like flower slash plant slash farm station. I don't even know what to call it. And I remember us joking around like, hey, I wonder if they had a room here that's like obviously they're all greenhouses, but what if they had like a real one, you know, just like weed everywhere and no one would suspect anything because, you know, it's a big plant place, but whatever. We kept pushing on, right? So while we're walking, we were thinking, where should we go? And we were going to go in the big industrial buildings, but we kept pushing off on that. We were like, not yet, not yet. You know, we were both nervous to do that. So there was like the front building slash gift shop, you could call it, right? Like if you were buying any plants, you had to go to that building, right? Like that was like where you check out. It's also like 2, 3 a.m. So obviously there's no one around. But we were a little bit nervous. We tried to get into that building and it was locked, and we weren't gonna, like I said, we weren't gonna break in or break anything. That wasn't our goal. We just wanted to explore. So once we couldn't get the door open, we gave up on that. And we go check out the industrial buildings, right? Well, we go to one door, it's locked, right? And there were 3 buildings in total, big industrial buildings, 3 of those, right? We go to the first one, it's locked. We go to the second one, it's locked. We go to the third one, and we thought, hey, we shouldn't even try it because it's going to be locked, right? The door was cracked open just a little bit, right? The light's completely off inside. So we opened the door, and my friend, this made me nervous at the time, but now thinking back on it, it was actually a smart decision, right? When we opened the door, he goes, hey, anybody in there? Or like, yo, anybody in there? Or something like that, right? He was checking if anyone was in there. Now, that made me super paranoid at the time because I didn't want to get caught, but I guess if like some creepy person was following us and went in there, or we were about to get murdered or caught or whatever, at least like we have a heads up. So I'm not really blaming my friend for that. I get it, but at the time it made me paranoid as hell, right? So we walk in and we're looking for a light switch, and it was like a big building, but I don't know how to explain the walk-in. Like it was like circular almost, and then it led into hallways. So we're looking for a light and there's nothing, right? So we turn on our phone flashlights, and I have no idea what they kept in there, dude. It looked like a place straight out of Breaking Bad, to be honest with you. It looked like the super lab that was underneath the laundry and stuff. That's kind of what the place looked like, because we couldn't see much. It was just our flashlights and then a bunch of darkness around us. But there was like these big, like the best way I can describe it is industrial like machines. Like it was just machines everywhere, right? So my guess is it had to be farming equipment, but it was not, a lot of it was like stainless steel big things, and there was a couple things with wheels in there, but I don't even know what to call them, like the tools, I guess, because they weren't cars and they weren't motorcycles, but they were like, yeah, just like farm tools, like with big wheels and stuff. And that there wasn't really blades on them, but there were things that like you could tell were that went into the ground or cut stuff up or something, right? But it didn't look like dangerous. It just looked like the lady said to us at the field trip, it looks super big and super expensive, right? So here's the scariest part of the night. we're leaving, right? And by the time that we're starting to head back, I was not paranoid. I was not nervous anymore, right? Because we'd been there for like an hour and a half. No signs of people, no cars going by on the road. I didn't think anything of anybody, right? What I didn't know is when we got back to the gate, or as we got closer to the gate, there's a fucking security guard sitting there, right? I don't know if he could tell that somebody climbed underneath or if it was like his job to go check this place every so often, but when we started walking back, we were walking down the gravel path, and there's a big white truck exactly where we climbed under the fence, right? But on our side of the fence. Like, the guy drove up to it, opened the fence up, drove in, and shut it again, right? That's what it seemed like. So me and my friend basically shit ourselves. We hopped into the side, like, where these woods are, and so we were still, like, in the big, like, farm section. Like, we're trespassing still, right? But we're off the main path. We're just, like, in the woods, basically. And not, like, real woods, but, like, we were just hiding behind trees, pretty much. And we're standing there looking out to see if there's a guy. And I didn't see anybody, and I didn't hear anybody. So I was like, yo, 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 I'm getting my friend's attention. I'm like, hey, let's just make a run for it, dude. But you can't make a real run for it. Like we could sprint to the gate, but then we still have to hold it for each other and climb underneath, like we're playing, what was that game? You know, the prison escape game on PlayStation? A Way Out or whatever it is. That's what it felt like, dude. So we're getting our courage together, and I'm like, dude, we should just try to go as fast as possible instead of hiding here, right? Like, what if the guy's walking back there and he comes and sees us? So we made our mind up, okay, we're just gonna go for it, right? And we didn't count out loud or anything, but in my head I was like, okay, he's probably waiting for me to make the first move. I'm gonna do the 1, 2, 3, go, right? So 1, 2, 3, and I just started sprinting, dude. And I held the fence up for him just because, like, not that I was fast or anything. I wasn't too afraid of the guy being right there, So I hold the fence open for my friend. He climbs under. He holds it for me. And now I didn't even care if I got the biggest gash ever, right? I crawled so fast on those sharp rocks. I did not care. So I climbed through there. We run out of there. And boom. Never heard anything or saw anything ever again about this place, right? But we've been thinking about one day going back there. But, I mean, now that we're way older, we can't do that. But, just talk. Not that we're thinking about it. It's not so much that we're thinking about going back. It's more so, like, we just talk about the things we used to do. Like, that was so fun, dude. But, man, I wish we could do it now. So, not going to go back there. But sometimes I wish we could. But, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Especially if you made it to the end of the video. I'm sorry about the start of the video with all the membership stuff. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. But for the couple people that may be interested, I had to throw it out there. So check that out if you want. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you ever need anything, you can comment. I'll do my best. Or I always answer the positive comments. If you really need something or going through something, you can DM me on Instagram. Same name as my YouTube name, or it's linked in the channel info. Go in there, DM me. I'll get back to you within a day. You're not alone. But thanks for watching. Be safe and peace out.